So the question number 6, given continuous random variable having cumulative distribution function. When we're doing continuous, our technique using interval. When you're doing discrete, we will use table. Alright, so you need to differentiate these two questions. Discrete, cara nak buat table. Menyenangkan kerja, senang nak faham. So continuous, we use interval so that we know that all of this is about function, all of this is about area. Alright, so when you come out to interval less than 0, we have 0. 0 until 15, we have 1 minus k, 15 minus x squared. Then more than 15, we have 1. And then denoted here is cumulative function. Means that the function here already accumulate their probability. Start from 0 up to 1. So the function, the area under the graph is not the probability alone. We already sum up. This is your algebra already. Start from 0 up to 1. Though to find your unknown k, we cannot use total probability equals to 1 because we already sum up. So in cumulative distribution function, to find unknown using F besar, you have to make sure your algebra is continuous. Because start from 0, you accumulate your probability up to 1. So means in this area, for point x equals to 0, for point x equals to 15, it must be continuous, sum up the probability. So at this point, to find your unknown, left hand side coordinate must be equals to right hand side coordinate. Left hand side is 0. Right hand side function 1 minus k 15 minus x squared. So make sure at the coordinate 0, titik kosong dengan titik function boleh bersambungan, maka koordinat mereka kena sama. Their coordinate have to same. So substitute your x here, coordinate x here, it will be 0. So simplify this. It will be 225k equals to 1. So k equals to 1 over 225. Sure. And then, so since we already used the point 0 to get the k, so we don't need the point x 15. So we have two choices. Just now we can use point x equals to 0 or point x equals to 15. But we only want to find one unknown, so one information already enough. Alright? Understand? Okay, then we come to question B. When you want to find the probability in between 10. Okay, so in continuous, included or not included, are we concerned about it? No. So when we're doing cumulative, we will accumulate to the maximum limit, which is 10 minus lower limit, which is 5. So whether you're doing equals to 5, not equals to 5, the probability will be same. Bear in mind, this is continuous. We are finding the region. We cannot skip the number. When you skip the number, the decimal in between, the region in between, you skip the region. Understand? So it will say whether it is not equal or equal one side or equal this side. The formula for using F besar to find the probability is still same. Accumulate as maximum the limit 10 minus lower limit 5. But if we come to discrete, it will be different. Okay, so let's just finish this continuous first. So F10, 10 substitute into this function, 5 also substitute into this function. 1 minus k 15 minus 10 square minus, put your bracket, Okay, so let us revise if discrete random variable. When you're having P, 5, and 10, it will be accumulate as maximum as we can, 10 minus that we don't want, minus 4. So you can see the difference between discrete and continuous. Discrete, you have to pick the correct integers, pick the correct number. Where not included, we will exclude it. When included, we will include it. But when you come to continuous, whether they include or not include, that is the limit that we have to achieve. You have to until 5 also. You cannot skip to the 4. If you skip to the 4 means the region 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, that region probability you are taking. In continuous, because continuous will be due for the x in decimal. In discrete, you are dealing for the x which is integers. If not 4, then 5. If not 5, then 6. They won't have any intermediate value between 4 and 5. So that is the difference between discrete and continuous using ampersand. Hence, so even if it don't have this, suddenly not equal, it will accumulate up to 9 minus 4. So for continuous, they will remain same only. Or this, or this. They are working still F10 minus F5. Upper limit 10, lower limit 5. Alright. So there will be difference. So we come back to question C. Show the medians. So median using cumulative, it will be Fn equals to 0.5. Substitute the n into the cumulative function. 15 minus m squared equals to 0.5. Then we show out this equation. Then we solve the quadratic equation. So move your 1 back to the right hand side, negative. Negative, negative become positive. Then multiply and expand. Show your function first, so we cannot solve it straight away. Expand this. 225 minus 30m plus m squared. 225 times to the right hand side here, for this fraction, time to the right hand side, it will be 225 over 2. So we want a quadratic which is without decimal, without fraction. So simplify times 2, rearrange, start with 2m squared minus 60m. So when you times 2, you move back to the left hand side. Still 225. So shown out the equation, then only we solve it. So for this quadratic, if you press calculator, can you get factor? You get decimal. If you get decimal, means we need to use formula. Negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So you're supposed to have two answers. One will be 4.393, another one Faster. Another one. $25.64. So median. Just now, when we use this function, what is the interval? When we use this function, 0 between 0 and 15. Median must be in between 0 and 15. Median in between 0 and 15. So M D1 will be rejected. So M 4.393. Then go for the last part. We need to find probability density function, means small f. Okay, so cumulative is big F. Probability density function, like usual, is small f. From big F to small f. From small f to big F. Function integrate, right? So from big F to small f, differentiate. So differentiate out every interval here. For the interval x less than 0, differentiate for 0. Differentiate respect x for 0. For the first interval, you get 0. For the interval in between 0 and 15, your probability density function, you're going to differentiate for 1 over 1 minus 1 over 225, and then 15 minus x squared. So how to differentiate this? When you have plus minus, differentiate it separately. Differentiate 1, 0. Differentiate this bracket of x. Power, differentiate. Power bawa turun depan. Power tolak 1. Differentiate dalam kurungan. 15 dapat kosong. Differentiate negative x dapat negative 1. So lastly is 2 over 225 times 15 minus x. Then the third interval, when x more than equals 15, differentiate 1. Differentiate 1, we get 0. Differentiate constant, we get 0. So finally, what's your probability density function? 2 over 225, 15 minus x, where interval is between 0 and 15. Then others intervals 0, so otherwise.